Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with your Clear Lake report for, I do believe it is 8/31, August 31st, 2023. Probably can't tell, but it's a little smoky around here. Let's see, lake level. Lake level was at 3.5 this morning, which is a drop of about 1/4 of a foot, which really isn't that bad. It had been dropping about 1/3 of a foot a week. So that's the lake level. Obviously no problems in any of the launch ramps. Water temperature, we've had much cooler nights, or I should say mornings, the last week or so, where it's starting to get back down into the high 50s for overnight lows, and we're starting to see that have an impact on the water temperature on the lake. Pretty consistently when I've been out since the last report, I've been seeing 76 to 77 for morning start time, and then by now, you know, like it's, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, it's 81, 82. I'm sure in other areas it's warmer. And maybe in some other areas it's clear, it's, you know, a little bit cooler. So the other big deal is water clarity. And, you know, I've gotten around the entire lake this week. The algae blooms haven't been that bad, although, you know, it just depends on where you are. The upper end of what we call the upper end of the lake is actually in pretty good shape. Lakeport, the water color has kind of slowly started to change from that tannic looking color. It's still got a little taste of that, but it's actually, there's parts of it that are starting to look greenish again. Not algae green, but just, you know, the right color green. I saw some of the same stuff in Nice and a little bit in Lucerne. Excuse me. Down below the Narrows, that area is actually in pretty good shape. We saw some algae, you know, little hints of algae drifting across the surface. And of course, if you're in an area where the wind is blowing into it, it's going to look worse. But overall, I got to tell you, for this time of year, the water looks pretty good. Weeds, like I said last week, man, there's just entire areas where the weed beds, we would be throwing frogs right now, and had been throwing frogs for the last 2 or 3 years. The weeds just aren't there. I mean, you'd just be frogging open water with no hope of anything underneath. So overall, I think the water conditions, lake conditions, are really not that bad for this time of year. And it looks like we're going to have cooler weather this next week. So all of that looks like it should be helping. You know, I'm hearing reports that the bite's getting a little bit better for some people. Some people are catching 20 to 30 fish a day. We ran into a guy today who was having a good day. I don't know how many fish he caught, but he was happy. He was catching them. For myself, I can tell you that it's been kind of up and down. The last 2 days, you know, I fished like a guide, basically, looking for fish for a day on the water with clients today. And I fished by myself Monday, fished with Jim on Tuesday. I have 2 fish to show for it. They were nice fish, but that was it, just 2. Today, out with clients, and we had a much better day. So I'm very happy with the way today worked out. We were up into double digits as far as the fish that we had on. We didn't land them all. Something was weird today, and they'd bite, but we didn't get them all in. So, but we had them on, we saw them. I'm happy with that. So that's my little fishing report for what it's worth. I can tell you we covered a lot of water. I just didn't sit in one place because I just haven't found one of those schools that you could do that too. So the last thing we need to talk about real quickly is upcoming events, and there is nothing on the calendar for next weekend as far as I know or can see. So that's about it. So we'll talk to you folks next week. Have a good one.